Artifact number 20. Opposite in color to its background, a black, ashy mass, no bigger than a pinky nail, hides above heads in a subtle arching shape, hanging on for dear life by a small thread. Flimsy like burnt paper, with ashes above instead of below, filling in the indentations of the wall, lifelessly waiting for something interesting to arise from just waiting. Ambiguous origin, ambiguous material, resembles wood chips or fluttering newsprint, dainty and yet disturbing, like a smudge on a perfectly white piece of paper. The perfectionist would wipe this off with a paper towel to reveal the white that's supposed to be there, hoping it wouldn't smudge or trace. The archaeologist would leave its mass, afraid to touch it and examine every aspect. The mathematician would measure its size and area and mass, as the physicist would quantify its composition. The chef, however, knows that marrying two opposites constructs a beautifully appetizing dish. Imagine the coals being placed in the outdoor oven, preparing for a big roast, heating to temperatures that will char the meat into beautifully crispy exteriors and moist, soft interiors. These coals, red and orange at first, will break down into ashes, eventually giving that smoky flavor to everything that meets it. And as the smoke rises, the perfect texture is reached. The knife scores the blackened skin to reveal the pink and translucent white fat deposits, just waiting to be eaten in complement to a blackened corn husk that sat on an open fire. Watch the husk peeled away from the corn to reveal the perfectly yellow-white kernels steaming against the blackened hairs and skins, matte and charred and bearing a resemblance to a rotting root or twisted vine. See the chocolate bloom, that white sliver, just the chemical reaction of old and cold and bad tempering, revealing skin blemishes on a perfectly beautiful piece of cocoa. A little reveal when the chocolate coating on an almond joy or mounds, or a dipped vanilla ice cream cone doesn't quite coat every portion of its white body. The coconut strips in a macaroon that peeks out because they haven't been properly hydrated. The instance that you bite into a blackened Halloween Peeps, dyed to look like cats in witches' hats. The single second tooth meets artificial food coloring where the microscopic tearing reveals the white gluey confection. Or perhaps the black licorice that's cut up into smaller bits, forcing you to not realize how much has been consumed. That one piece becomes one long rope until the only thing left are the little dots of crumbs and leftover bits at the bottom of a candy bag. Crushed poppy seeds, constructing a black and white mix, sometimes a little blue and purple like that of a pepper grinder, mixed with sugar and salt and some lemon zest for brightness, maybe even a hint of vanilla and cream for consistency, smeared onto fleshy dough in rectangular proportions, preparing to turn into a beautifully baked pavitica or hamantash filling, where once placed into the mouth, melts away and leaves the little bits of seeds that never hit the food processor blade to get stuck between your teeth and gums. You can almost taste it, as its warm, glutinous smell fills the air, leaving nothing but the brushed butter and baked egg smell and yeast to linger through the air. Watch it closely, humbly waiting for something new to happen, simply in the act of waiting. Watch it grow smaller with every blink and bigger with every stare, mimicking the feeling of a potential hunger, hanging, hinging, almost heaving. Now consider this over a cup of coffee.